I need to know for an absolute definite 100% fact. Running in the winter makes you appreciate the summer running so much more. Good morning, gang. Welcome to another weekly vlog from me, Post-physio. Yes, I finally went. Thank you. I will take a round of applause. I was putting that off for a very long time, but I went to one that was really highly recommended in the area and he was so good. Oh, I haven't really vlogged much today because I have been at the studio working. Lucy was taking some pictures, which was really nice actually. We just got to hang out for a bit. So she was taking content, I was sat on the sofa. If you see the content she shot, I'm actually in the background in the mirror, it's quite funny. But did that, went for lunch together, came home, got some work done, and I've just been to my first ever physio appointment, which, yes, I did put off for the longest time. I really did put it off. But I decided to finally go, and to be honest, I was quite nervous because it's really easy to like self-diagnose and like assume that you know what's going on with your body based on like where it hurts and stuff. James is also qualified in sports science and various bits of that caliber, so he was really helpful with different bits. But you know when you just like, you want to go to someone and you're like, I need to know for an absolute definite 100% fact that like this is not a problem. So I went in, we did all the different bits and pieces. He like checked my mobility in different ways and like all these different things, and he said it's 1,000,000% my hip flexor and it's my IT band, and I've got a bit of like runner's hip, runner's knee, which he was like really common for women. I kind of love that he didn't try and push me for like a million sessions, because I absolutely hate when you go to like a physio or something and they just keep telling you to come back, and it's like, you're telling me to come back but you're not really doing anything, and then you end up obviously spending a fortune because it's expensive. But he told me to get an ice pack. Well, he gave me an ice pack actually that you like strap on to different joints, so like it's basically like a movable ice pack that you can like wrap around your knee and strap it on so that you can still like do things but you've got your knee being iced at the same time, which is quite handy. So I've got that. Need to put that in the freezer, freezer. And then I'm booked in for a sports massage on Monday, which he recommended to do for like just loosening the IT band, because he thinks that's most of my problem. If you don't know what that means, feel free to skip. But basically it's like can't show you my leg, but it's basically down like the outside of your thigh. So he said that's what he thinks is a lot of my problem. And he was like, you know, when you've gone for a run, ice it. And I was like, oh, I was like, can I warm it? And he was like, I don't know what you mean. And I was like, well, every time I have a long run, I get in the bath and I like soak in like arnica milk, explain my whole routine that I showed you guys last time. And he was like, for the muscles, yeah. And he was like, for your joints, that's just gonna make it worse. And I thought, great, so I've been making it worse, thinking I'm making it better. Like, love that for myself. But he basically said I can ice it for like 10 minutes a joint, so 10 minutes on each knee and 10 minutes on my hip, and then he was like, you can have a hot bath if you want to after, but he was like, make sure you ice it basically. So lots of things to think about. He's given me some stretches to do and stuff, so I feel confident knowing now that he doesn't think I'm going to snap my hip in half if I'm running this marathon. He doesn't think it's going to cause me any long-term damage, and basically he was like, it's just because I'm using it a lot and I've got weak, he said I don't have weak arches, he said I've got soft ligaments, which means that my feet just fall in more because the ligaments are soft. But he was like, it's not like I've got high arches, it's just they fall in easily, if that makes sense. But yeah, so I feel good about the fact that there's nothing too wrong with me. Although I just text Tash, I feel really sick since I've been in there. Like, I feel really nauseous, and I don't know if it's like my body reacting to like what he was doing. I don't know, because he did a lot like in my lower back. And then he did one of those really satisfying back clicks, you know, the ones you see on like TikTok and stuff, where your like face is basically into the, like you have like one leg up and your face is like in the pillow and like one half of your body's facing that way, and they basically push your butt, like your pelvis like the other way, and it does like a really satisfying click. He did that and it felt bloody fantastic. I thought I'd update for anyone who cares about my running journey. I feel like a lot of you probably don't care about the running, and that's all I talk about at the moment. If I'm honest, it's all I do. So yes, it is all I talk about, but I need to sit down and get some work done. I'm going to catch up on the Love is Blind weddings because they've just been released, so I want to catch up on those. And I'm going to try and get this weird sticky feeling out because I just feel really nauseous. And I don't really get nausea very often, so it's really bizarre. Like, it literally was when I was sat in the car on the way back, I was like, oh God, I feel really like unwell. I really don't feel good. Whew. Caught in every moment. I see the sun on your face. Hopeful eyes keep them glowing. Yeah, I love you more than words could say. There's nothing you could do. Good Morning Baltimore. You know, like the beginning of Hairspray when it's like panning over the town and it's like oh, I bloody love that film. I haven't watched it in so long, but it used to be one of my comfort movies at uni. And you know, back in the day when like, oh god, you know, back in the day when you didn't have the ability to watch like anything you wanted on Netflix and stuff, like way back when, and everything was on DVDs and stuff. Like, I vividly remember one of the only things that I had on any kind of like DVD, whatever, was Hairspray. And at uni, I used to sit with my friend Hayley and we used to watch it on repeat. Like, even like for the duration of our friendship, like we've always just watched Hairspray. Like, we went to see it together as well in the theatre, and it was just the best thing ever. Like, it was so fun. So whenever I see or listen to Hairspray now, it just reminds me of, for one, her, but it also just reminds me of like our third year house. Like, there was one day in particular that I remember so vividly, and we had 4 girls living together. If you followed me back then, you'll remember this. I did, it's really annoying because a lot of the vlogs from around that time, I had a separate vlog channel that I used to post on, so a lot of them don't exist anymore. But we lived in this little like Victorian house, and we had 4 bedrooms. The bathroom was just past the kitchen. Like, it was very small, very like, literally the only 3 rooms upstairs was our 3 bedrooms, and then one of us lived downstairs. When we were like in the very depths of like dissertation era, and like everything was just heavy and like so much work to be done, but then alongside so much work, you've got a dissertation to write, you're thinking about your future, you're applying for jobs, you're doing internships. Like, third year of uni is heavy. And I just remember the one day, me and my other housemate Jess were sat in the living room, and we were like, the girls are stressed, like we were all kind of spontaneously breaking into tears. We were like, it was a very hostile house for a good few weeks because we were all just so stressed that like the smallest thing would like trigger someone to start an argument. Like, it was ridiculous. But I think it's also just, you know, 4 girls living together, no one's got any money, we're sharing a kitchen, we're sharing a bathroom. Like, it was a lot, and also taking up all the space because we were all doing creative subjects, so we all need floor space, but the only floor space was the living room. It was a whole thing. And I remember sitting in the living room this day, and Alicia and Hayley were sat in their bedrooms, and we turned on Hairspray as loud as we could possibly get it without like pissing off the neighbours next door, and we just started it, and as soon as they're like duh 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 ch duh 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 started, and as soon as it started getting into the bit, you know, at the very beginning it was like oh woke up today. As soon as that started, they both came out of their bedrooms and we all sat and watched Hairspray together, and we were singing along. And it's one of my favourite uni memories because I just remember us all being so stressed, and like no one was really spending time together because we were so stressed. And then we just came together and we were singing Hairspray, and it was just so fun. So it will always have a special little place. But basically, random little story of why I nearly started singing Hairspray and then why I love Hairspray, you know, just all the things you need in life. Today, we're off to the studio. So I've got someone in the studio for 2 hours at 10 o'clock. And I decided what I'm going to do is go now because it's 9, literally bang on 9 o'clock. I'm going to go to the studio, I'm going to sit in the studio, work for like 50 minutes, potentially shoot some bits in the 50 minutes, but I think maybe just work, let her in, go work in a coffee shop up the road for 2 hours, come back and then try and crack on with my own bits. Then I need to go for a run. I'm going to try and go around a lake that's nearby. Well, I say nearby, it's still like a 30-40 minute drive, but I'm going to try and go to like a beautiful lake because I'm a bit sick of running the same roads. Not that I run the same roads, because I actually don't. Like, I never do the same route twice, to be honest with you. Like, I always mix it up. Sometimes I'll drive to like a pub and start there. Sometimes I start at the gym, sometimes I start at home, sometimes I start like honestly, I just will go somewhere, park, and just map out a Strava route because I just find that easier and also safer, because I feel like if you're running the same roads, I don't know. But yeah, I'm a bit sick of running like the same 2 towns, so I'm gonna go somewhere else and run somewhere a little bit different for a change. Annoyingly, the sun isn't out and it's got a bit colder again, but we can work with that. Running in the winter makes you appreciate the summer running so much more. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you, running in the cold is something I just don't love. I don't love experiencing it. It was the one thing that put me off marathon training quite heavily, but you just got to get it done. We live in the UK, like, needs must. But I'm going to pop myself to the studio, we're going to get things done, and we're going to have a jolly old time. Can I be bothered to film content? Not really. I feel like, basically, since like September, I would say, because I've been focusing on other things, I'm finding it really hard to like know what to do for myself and like know what content to put out, because as much as I love doing the fashion content, I also find the fashion content quite repetitive. I don't really like posting constant new in things because it's just not me. Like, I don't really buy clothes all that often. If I do, it's normally from like Vinted, for example. Like, I got this the other day And then I got some Adidas shorts, which I'll show you as well. I got this for a £5. This is an ASOS shirt that I thought would just be quite cute over like a white bikini, or with like some little white shorts and stuff in summer. And then I picked up these for £4. They're just Adidas little shorts. I did wear them the other day actually, they were really comfy. But just little bits like that I don't really shop new in anymore, and if I do, it's more so if it's like, you know, gifting that's come in or something. But I'm really selective about who I work with for gifting, what I get, etc. Like I'm trying it sounds contradictory, but I'm trying to narrow down the wardrobe so much at the moment, and obviously new things are coming into the wardrobe sometimes, but I'm really trying to like focus in on like anything that I just don't love or doesn't fit doesn't stay, because that's one of the biggest things I think as women, and also men, because James does it too for sure, but we hold on to things that we like the look of, but they either don't fit us right, we don't like the way they look on our bodies, they're a little bit too tight, they're a little bit too big, and we keep them. But why do we keep them when we don't wear them? Like, it's so stupid. So I'm at the point now where I'm like, everything that I don't wear just needs to go, which is why there's loads on Vinted all the time, because as soon as I go through a certain drawer, I'm like, why have I kept this? Like, I just don't need it, and it goes. And all that money is currently going in a pot for our future home, which I've actually started looking for, which is so exciting. We've started like, we haven't started like getting a mortgage in principle and stuff yet, but we've started to like actively be looking more on Rightmove and like seeing what's around, seeing what's within our budget, seeing areas that we might like to move to, like where we want to be. Where we live is very expensive, very, very, very expensive, but I feel like we're all in the same boat in this area. Like, I need to be around here because it's where my hub is, it's where my people are, it's where my business is, like everything is kind of here. Sometimes I do think, would it be easy just to up my entire life and move up north? But then I think I'd be so miserable just to have a good house. Like, I would be moving away and living somewhere cheaper to have a nicer house. But what's the point of having a nice house if the people that you want in that house aren't around? Like, I don't want to just live in some random place just because it's cheap, because the house is nice. Like, I'd rather live in a smaller house that costs me more in an area where the people I love are, which I know some people don't agree with that, but I personally would rather live somewhere that my friends are and my family is, and like the people that I love are, basically. I need to go do my thing, otherwise I'm going to keep chatting, because I've been chatting for currently about 7 minutes. Hello guys, how are we all doing? So, it's been a couple of days since I last picked up the camera, but we're going to get a little haul going on. I've decided to combine the weekly vlogs and go back to doing more like in the moment weeklies, because I feel like it makes a bit more sense. I'm getting so confused with the fact that they're all like backdated, and it's just completely throwing me off and making it really difficult. So the vlogs will be back to being like real time instead of like a week out. So like normally the week would finish on the Sunday and you would see that week the following Sunday, so the weeks were like behind. Anyway, long story short, that's how we're going to do it from now on. I thought I'd show you a couple of PR mailer bits that have come in, but first and foremost this. So I've stocked back up on this. I don't even know when the last time I dyed my hair was, but I think it was like second to last week of January. So I've stocked back up on 2 of my hair dyes. I only use one when I dye my hair. I used to actually use 2 boxes whenever I dyed my hair when I was younger, but I find that 1 is more than enough, because I do my roots and then obviously drag it through the way it tells you to if you're touching up, rather than like doing your whole head. I'm going to do a whole video on it, but there is one on my Instagram which I'll leave linked down below, but it's always on offer. So if you buy 2, it's normally like, I don't know, like £8, £9 for 1, but then you get a deal of like 2 for 13, 15, whatever. Like, there's various deals depending where you go. Tesco's did have a slightly better deal on these, but they didn't have this colour available, so I've just ordered it from Boots. But that's the colour that I use, and it goes like this, basically. I have put a Schwarzkopf gloss on it, so it looks a little bit darker at the moment, but I didn't really love the gloss, I'll be honest. It didn't really do anything, so wouldn't recommend that one. I just used the like gloss. Someone recommended me, actually, I saw an ad for it, like someone did an ad and I bought it because of that, and then I tried it and was like, I just don't think it works for me. Anyway, then I got this in, which is from Epitome. So this is the supplement brand by the Nutritionist, and apparently it's really, really, really good. I have been taking this now for maybe like 3 days, and so far so good, like no complaints. It's basically like a little duo cap. It's basically like a little duo capsule. I don't know if you can see that because my nails are kind of in the way. But these are, yeah, meant to be really, really good for your gut health. So I'm gonna give it a go for the month, see how I feel, and then potentially stock back up again, don't know. Me and my gut, we have issues, so if that works, amazing. If it doesn't, we try something else. Then also along the supplements hype, I got something from Queen herself, which I'm very excited about. I have heard so many good things about this brand. So I have got some Lemme products. Lemme, if you don't know, is Kourtney Kardashian's brand, and it's basically all like healthy. I mean, okay, we say healthy. We know she's like anti-sugar and stuff, but I reckon these probably have a bit of sugar in them. They've got cane sugar in. Tapioca syrup, what's that? Is tapioca syrup and cane sugar really bad for you? Thinking about it, she's actually missed like anti-sugar and stuff, but yeah, these are like no high fructose corn syrup, no sweeteners, no color, synthetic colors, vegan, gluten-free, etc, etc. So this one is a gut, daily digestive gut pre and probiotic. Then we've also got Lemme Purr, which is a probiotic for this situation. This one's like a pineapple and vitamin C with clinically studied probiotics that's supposed to basically offer probiotic support for and freshness while pineapple extract sweetens the deal. Wow, interesting. And then we've got Lemme Sleep, which is obviously your sleep supplement. So this one is basically to help you fall asleep and promote restful sleep, while L-theanine, magnesium, and a dreamy blend of botanicals let you drift off in peace. Because I've heard really good things about the brand, and also the packaging is just really, really cute. So that is from Lemme. Can we tell I'm procrastinating and not wanting to go on a run? Absolutely, that is what's happening. I haven't even touched the coffee that I said I'd drink. I basically got back from a client shoot with Tash at 4 o'clock. I've only eaten lunch about 45 minutes ago because we were so busy, and I'm gonna have this and then go out for a little 9k run. Little, she says. I remember the days when 9k was my long run. Oh, times have changed. But yeah, I need to get out for a 9k, so I'm gonna go, I think, like round the town centre, as in like, I'm not gonna go on country roads and stuff, like I'm gonna stick to main roads and go towards like the supermarket and then round us. I don't know, I think I'm just gonna stick to like busy roads, basically, like stick to the roads where I know there'll be a lot of people, because it's also currently 4:30, and I feel like if I go for a run at 5, it'll be rush hour as well, so it feels a bit safer. Loving the fact it's staying late, like lighter later, because normally I'd get to this point in the evening in winter and I couldn't go for a run because it'd be too dark. But anyway, last but not least, we have one more that I'm going to show you in this video. I do have a couple that I haven't showed you on the vlog, because to be honest, I sometimes forget, or they come in and I don't know, I just don't think that you care enough to see. So if you like seeing them, let me know. If you hate seeing them, let me know. Like, I don't know. Sometimes I just forget. This came from New Balance, which weighs an absolute ton. I really like the box though, so I said to James, I think I'm gonna keep it and store stuff in it on top of the wardrobe, like maybe chuck in my, like, I don't know, caps or something. It's got a little divider in there as well, which is cute. But they kindly sent me over a little bunch of goodies. So this is for their 740 trainer, which is in the gorgeous blue colourway. They're really cute, so they're just like a blue trainer. I feel like these look too fashion trainery to be running, but I am going to look into it and just double check, because if they're running, that's also really cool. I can't imagine they're going to be stability shoes. They do very much look flat, like neutral running ones, but they're really cute. So they're just a blue style there. And then they also sent over a little cap, which is very cute. And then there's a candle, which made me laugh because it's just like a fragrance candle, but it's got New Balance branding on the top. That's probably going to go on the coffee table or something, to be fair. And then they also sent over a 5-minute journal, which I blooming love 5-minute journals. I haven't actually had one in a while. I normally just use a notebook, but I'd love to get back into using one. So I think I might have to get back into putting one of these by my bedside and using it again. So thank you very, very much to New Balance for those. I do have another parcel from New Balance that I need to show you still. They kindly sent me over some bits to do with the marathon, which is very exciting. But yeah, I'm gonna get myself dressed and ready to go for this run, and I'm gonna sit and chill for all of 15 minutes before I head out the door and try and get a run in before it gets dark. Although I do feel like it's already getting dark, so I actually don't know. If the sun goes down, James, at 5:50, and I've got to do a 9k, which is going to take me about 50 minutes, will it still be a bit light by the time I finish, or will it be dark? Fine. Yay, I need to charge my phone up a bit anyway. Good morning. Oh, I'm sat at the laptop again in a slightly different spot. I basically rotate around the table and sit at different points of the table. I don't know what, I think because it's round and like there's 4 seats, I don't know, I change up where I'm sitting all the time. Normally I sit on this side so I can see the TV, not that you cared to know that, and sometimes I sit here because the radiator's right here, or because I feel like I can like look out and talk if James is at home. But I'm just cracking on with some vlog editing, you'll be pleased to know. Guys, I feel like it's really tricky at the moment to do much, because when we're with clients and stuff, and like when we're with brands, I can't really whack out my vlog camera and start vlogging, because obviously that's a separate business. Like I'm not there as Jess.Sheppard, I'm there as Not Just Socials. So I don't want to like whack out a camera and do all that kind of stuff. So it's quite tricky. And to be honest, Tash and I are on shoots quite a lot of the time now, which makes it quite tricky. But today I actually don't have a shoot for once, so I'm spending the morning just quickly sorting out the vlog. Then we're going to pop to the range because I want to buy a couple of bits for the studio. I decided I'm going to make the back room into a something. It was going to be the podcast room, then I got a bit stuck on what to do with it, then it was going to be a stock room, then it was going to be like office space for me and Tash, but we've realised we don't really need that. Then we kind of like decided we're just not, I don't know, we're still undecided on whether we make it an office, but I thought for now, rather than having it in limbo, I'm just going to turn it into a cute space, because it's just literally got like a clothes rail, the like studio lighting and stuff in there. There's nothing really in there at the moment. So I think my plan of action today is going to be to head to the range, Tash is coming with me, and just get like an armchair maybe, and like a little side cupboard, like whatever I can get in the car, I'm gonna get today. I'm selling the little sofa that's in there and the little side table that's in there, and we're gonna just make it really cute and cozy and make it like a second shoot space, because I think the one thing that I've got that not many other studios have is the ability to have like multiple rooms. So I think I'm gonna make it still a dressing room, like I'm still gonna keep the clothes rail in there I think, but just make it a bit more like second space basically. So yeah, that's the plan, and like putting some little bits and pieces together, getting a cute little armchair in there. I found one on the range for like £50, so I think I'm gonna do that, and maybe get 2 of them, so have like 2 chairs and then like a little cupboard in the middle. The cupboard's gonna have like cups and stuff in it, because I get a lot of photographers in there, and I think a lot of the things they want is like wooden stools or like different bits and pieces prop wise, so I want to make sure that I've got those.